The next piece of functionality that we need for our Mario games is a Goomba that moves towards Mario. And the little bit of complexity for the Goomba is that as Mario is moving on the side-scrolling screen, the Goomba needs to adjust to the speed that Mario is moving at. So let's create, I'm not even going to give my Goomba a costume. I'm just going to have it be the arrow for now. And let's first just make sure we initialize the Goomba's position. So let's start the Y at, let's just call it 105, and we'll start the X at 140. Now, the Goomba is going to move as long as the game is running. The Goomba is just going to change its X position by -1, and if it moves all the way off the screen, then it's going to go back to the beginning. Right, so as long as the game is going, move to the left. If you get too far to the left, then we should just do set X to positive 240. So let's just see how that looks. That should be -105. Great. So now let's have the Goomba, I'm going to make the Goomba move a little faster just so we can see it do its thing. Okay, so it just loops. Now, what happens when Mario runs away from the Goomba? Nothing. Mario cannot escape the Goomba. What happens when Mario moves towards the Goomba? The Goomba moves at the same speed. But really, when Mario moves towards the Goomba or away from the Goomba, the direction and the speed that Mario is moving should affect what the Goomba is doing. So I am actually going to give the Goomba its own variable. I'm going to call it speed. And I just need a couple of if conditions. And I'm going to set the speed to 1, but I'm going to set it to something else for a couple of conditions. And those conditions are whether one of the arrow keys are pressed. So if the right arrow key is pressed, I'm going to do one thing. If the left arrow key is pressed, I'm going to do something else. So normally the Goomba is just going to move at a speed of 1, but if Mario is moving towards it, it's going to move at a speed of 1 plus Mario's speed. Mario's speed is actually the speed that the background is moving, right? So the background, both backgrounds are moving at 1 pixel each time the arrow key is pressed. So I'm actually going to set speed to 2, and what that means, it's moving to the left, so these need to be negatives. That means it's going to move it towards Mario twice as fast. But if Mario is moving away from the Goomba can't actually get any closer to Mario. So its speed is actually going to be 0. So let's just see what this looks like. So if I move towards Mario, towards the Goomba, I get there faster. But if I run away, I can actually run away from the Goomba. But if I move towards it, it gets there faster than if I just don't touch anything. So now the speed of the Goomba accounts for the speed that Mario is going at. And so here it looks like it's chasing him at the same speed And you can play with what those speeds should be. If your Mario moves faster, you just need to adjust the speed that your Goomba moves at. So there you go. Now, what I don't have in here is any of the code that you need to check to see if Mario is touching the Goomba, and if Mario does touch the Goomba, then you stop the game. I am leaving it up to you to figure that part of it out.